This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fights, joined by Anthony Taylor over Zoom. Anthony, I was meant to get a word of you just before we're leaving on Sunday. If you'd head off on Saturday, how you been? A bit tired?
I'm good, Fred. Just relaxing. Soaking up all what's happened.
Soaking up all what's happened. What's happened?
Man, just back in camp, training, getting better. I'm trying to gain weight because I'm losing the weight fast. Overall, man, I feel great, man. I feel good. I look good, and I'm just enjoying it.
That sounds pretty nice then. Do you think you went more viral on the Dubai Fight Week or Texas Fight Week?
Yeah, I think I did.
Wait, which fight week, Anthony?
I think the whole Dillon Danis went more viral than anything else. But I mean, look, man. By all means, I don't. by all means, I don't promote violence. People shouldn't put hands on other people. So, you know, don't attack other people. People who's watching this video. But overall, the Dylan and Dennis thing went viral.
What was the reason behind attacking Dillon? Was it just because he attacked KSI? Not attacked KSI, but through the water in KSI's
I
face.
mean, I didn't care about him attacking KSI. That's KSI and him business. I just don't like the fact that he's a bully and he comes around pushing people around thinking he's this big and bad guy because he's an MMA fighter because he's a jiu-jitsu world champion. Like, yeah, we understand if KSI ran up on Dylan in the streets, we already know what's going to happen in the streets, but Dillon Danis and his boys was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to act tough. And I didn't let that slide. Like, hey, man, this is a YouTube boxing event. Don't come over here trying to be a bully to all these YouTubers because you're this big, bad world champion jiu-jitsu. I took on my own hands to say something. And he said something back. I didn't like it. And that's what happened.
Oh, okay. And now I understand. Okay, he said something to you to wind you up, and then you went beast mode on him. I'll put it that way.
Exactly.
With that overhand right, were you intending to follow up with a kind of left hook 1-2 or?
I mean, look, man, he came in my range and it caught him at the end of the hand, not like the beginning. Because if I would have got the beginning, he would have dropped. But it came out the ending of it, and without that truck being there, he would have definitely got rocked.
Without who being there?
That truck, it was like a Jeep being
Oh
there, a
yeah, yeah,
truck.
the truck behind him. He kind of fell onto it, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you were there going viral, and you're like, you see my hand right here on your neck. I'm laughing because I'm like, what the heck, Fred? So, Fred, is the red shirt like the patent? The red sweater is like the patent Fred Beck thing.
Well, anything red, I guess. I was wearing a red sweater. I didn't say red, right? I was wearing a red sweater all that fight week. That's what I brought with me. I just got a new hoodie. This hoodie here. I guess I'll be wearing that.
Hey, Fred, you know you was wearing red during that whole scuffle, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the funny thing. Every time we see Fred in red,
That's the signature
red Fred.
channel. Yeah, it's in my name and it's a signature color of the channel. So I guess you always gotta wear red. It's part of the brand now. I can't be seen in like white or blue or anything like that. Even though I think I did wear a white t-shirt one time. That's because all my red clothes are dirty. Um on the Dubai fight week. But it'd always be
No, absolutely, man. There's so much stuff going on in the YouTube world. It's crazy.
yeah, it's definitely heated up in the last few weeks. But for yourself, is a January card the one for you?
No, absolutely. I would love to fight on January card. That's up to Mams if he can find an opponent for me. If not, then we move on to the next. Hopefully there's something in February. I personally don't feel like there's anybody trying to fight me in that card. That's worth the money.
So the February card is a Global Titans card, and the January card is a Misfits card.
Um, no one knows if Global Titan is going to fight either February or March. No one knows. Me personally, I think it'll happen in March. That gives Tommy Fury more time because Tommy is like, well, I got about 2 months. I need at least a minimum 3 months. So I think early March is probably his time zone.
And so that'd be Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul, and yourself versus Tommy Fury's brother.
Right.
Is that confirmed? Is that signed or sealed? Anything between you?
um. Well, between me and Roman Theory, that's a verbally agreement. I'm not sure if that's going to be on the Jake Paul versus Tyson, Tommy Fury fight card. I'm not sure. I just know that me and Roman's talked about fighting, but I don't know where we're going to fight. So I haven't heard back from his team yet, but we're looking for it to happen.
Okay, that's fair enough then. If it's not Roman Fury, is there anyone else you got in the works?
I mean, look, I I've reached out to MAMS. I've reached out to the ICB, championship to let them know, like, hey, King Kenny, Slim, they got to defend their titles. It's not okay for them to keep trying to fight other champions. Like Mam said, Kenny wants to fight Templar. Templar wants to fight Slim. Slim wants to fight Ryan Taylor. Slim or King Kenny wants to fight Jay Swingler. It's like, hey man, for you to be fighting champions in at least a minimum of 3 fights before you able 3 title defense fights before you're able to challenge another champion. Because if that's the case, we're getting a Ryan Taylor versus Slim 3, Ryan Taylor versus Slim 4. We have King Kenny versus Temper 2, King Kenny versus Temper 3. If Temper was to be Kenny, then Kenny gets a clause rematch. We're looking at, it doesn't do no good for the people who are having to wait in line for the title shot. I deserve it. Me and Salt Poppy deserve it. We're not getting our recognition. King Kenny's scared to fight me. Slim is scared to fight me. Jay Swingler won't dare to fight me. None of these guys are willing to fight me and defend a title. That's a part of these. Either fight the mandatory who I am, the mandatory challenge, or vacate your title. Simple. If I'm champion, you tell me who you want me to fight. Bam, let's do it. Everybody wants to be a Twitter warrior, but when it comes to action, no one wants to fight like me.
Watch
I get Paul Bama. Wants to fight me, but it's up to Mams if he wants Paul Bama to fight me. I don't have a problem fighting Paul Bama. If Paul Bama wants to fight me, Mams will let me know. Do you want to fight? Sure, great. How much do I get paid? Same thing with Idris Virgo. Same thing with Le'Veon Bell. Same with Tyrone Woodley. Same thing as Joe Forner. Same thing as Soul Poppy. Same thing with Slim, Kenny, KSI, Deji. Everybody. You tell me who you want me to fight. How much am I getting paid? Let's sign the contract. I'm considered a low reward, high risk. Hey, the reward of beating Anthony is very low, but the risk is very high. Look, why do you think KSI ain't fought me? Why do you think he don't want to fight me? He wants to fight Dillon Danis. It's equivalent of Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Why is Dillon Danis not fighting Tyron Woodley? It's his card. He gets to choose who he wants to fight. He gets to choose who Kenny wants to fight. He gets to choose who Slim gets to fight. Look, at the end of the day, I get it. I'm Jake Paul's boy. But let's make it fair here. I'm on a 3-fight win streak. We all know I beat Ryan Taylor. I beat Ashley Tebby, and I beat Jack Fincham. I'm on a 3-fight win streak. I fought 6 times this year, if we're including Dillon Danis. Hey, where's my respect?
But don't you feel that your name stock and your value has gone up quite a lot recently? And assuming you will be one of those bigger names.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest influencer on this card, the most talked about guy who everybody here is trying to be a boxer and not be an influencer. They want to be box, but no one's promoting the fight. No one's promoted the fight last fight. No one has. Last person who promoted the fight was Slim. And that was Misfits too in Sheffield. That was the only person who's promoted the fight. Him and Ryan Taylor. I feel like no one's trying to challenge me, and it's becoming a hassle.
So what are you gonna do about Anthony? What's your game plan?
Just wait it out. Wait till Mams hit me up and see what's the options on the table. Look, man, I'll fight anybody as long as the check's good. I'll fight anybody. I just want a title shot with Kenny. I want to fight Kenny. I want to fight Queen Kenny, the Queen Kenny, because I feel like it's time for him to get a challenge. Look, he's fought Face Temper. He fought Face Sensei. Then he got a tune-up fight with DK Money. It wasn't even a fight, just annihilation. I know DK is my boy, but it was just annihilation. Now it's time for Kenny to step up and defend his title to a real challenger, me.
Were you impressed by King Kenny's performance, though? I thought it was a very good performance by Kenny there.
Yeah, I feel like DK did a great job. He pressed the buttons. I just feel like DK is still fresh in the game. He still needs time. You know, he broke in that fight. You know, he he gave it his all. That's all that matters. He gave it his all, and you can't take that away or deny a man who gives himself his all in the sport of boxing. You gotta understand, Fred. This game of boxing, this ain't a game. This sport will kill you if you don't take this sport serious. You will die in that ring.
Hmm. Boxing is a very dangerous sport, I guess. While a lot of influencers are quite wary about whether to get into it or not. But let's talk about Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. March or February, you say. How do you see it playing out? Does you been living?
Domination. Jake Paul dominates Tommy. Like, it just dominates. Tommy's no good. Tommy's a fucking fraud. He's just a big oof. He you always get something with Queensberry and his team always coming up with shit. Oh, we got a different contract. Well, Tommy can't fight 4 rounds. Well, 8 rounds. He has to fight 4. We got this. We got that. Like, it's always some bullshit. Tommy's hurt. Tommy can't make the fight. You know, with me, an issue. First time with Jake Paul, issue. Third time with Jake Paul, issue. I mean, third case with Jake Paul, issue. Fourth case with what I'm saying. First case with Tommy Fury, issue. Second case was with Jake Paul, issue. Third case with Jake Paul, issue. Paul Bama, fourth case with Tommy Fury, an issue. There's always an issue with Tommy Fury whenever he's fighting. He's always trying to figure a way. Him and his father. I ain't got no problem with Tyson. Tyson's game. He's down to fight.
Okay. But the thing about the Tommy Fury fight, obviously he had the injury and then he wasn't allowed in the United States. Does that mean that will take place in Dubai or in the UK?
I mean, it all depends. You know, I don't know. I'm not in the talk room. It all depends on where Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Well, more importantly, where Nikisa and MVP and Frank Warren and Queensberry. It depends where they want the fight to happen. You know, I'm game. If they call me up, great. They call me up. If they don't, hey, it's okay. I'm not worrying about it. I got other opportunities, Fred. You know, if it's not on Queensboro, it might be Global Titans. Not Global Titans, might be Misfits. Might not be Misfits. Hey, I can always go back to MMA. It's not an issue with me. You know, I'm still a star, whether you like it or not. You have to understand, Fred. You gotta accept this and understand this. We don't know how long this is gonna play out. We don't know how long Jake Paul and KSI is gonna want to keep fighting and doing this. Once it's done, everybody becomes irrelevant. What are you doing that's making you irrelevant without saying I'm boxing? At the end of the day, I go right back to MMA. I'm probably popular than everybody in Bellator. You know what I'm saying? I go to UFC, probably popular than damn near everybody, 50% of the roster in the UFC.
But you think after KSI and Jake Paul is done, you really think that?
Yeah, after Jake Paul and KSI is done fighting and stuff, bro. I mean, look, man, they started the whole him, Deji, KSI, Logan. They all started the YouTube beef. They all, they started that. The influencer route. Excuse me. They all started that route. And when that falls, when they decide to leave, so is the influencer boxing seems going to leave. It all depends on what they want to do. They got everything wrapped around their finger. Doesn't stop my work ethic. I'm gonna go right to MMA, or I'll just go turn pro. And me, I'm still pro. Go fight for smaller shows and build my record, and eventually get a big money fight.
But don't you think the whole point of Misfits is build other fighters up? And so once KSI and Jake Paul do decide to stop boxing, then the other stars in the sport.
Who knows? You have to understand, Fred. These boxers are not boxers; they're influencers trying to be tough. Oh, I'm this big bad guy like Jock Bruckner. Yeah, he's an MMA fighter, but he's not tough. He's not tough like me. JMX. Yeah, JMX want to fight me. I'm not going up to 95. Come down to me. You want to fight me, JMX? Come down to 185. I'm not going up to 195. I'm not coming your way. You come to me if you want to fight me. You know, these guys want to be tough. Everybody want to be tough until it's time to talk about negotiations. You know, they want to look cool and impress people on Twitter. That doesn't fly with me. Everybody knows, hey, I'm about it, Fred. I'm with the action. You want to fight? Let's go.
That's why you are actually a true fighter. But I'll let you go. I know you're gonna go on with the rest of the day. I did just call you up on WhatsApp about 20 minutes ago to do this interview.
Hey,
Sure,
you let Slim know, why is he not fighting Anthony? He's worthy enough. He has the more clout. He's the best opponent. Why are you trying to fight Temper and Ryan and Jay and Kenny? Anthony and Saw Poppy deserve the title shot. You need to let him know and press him about that, Fred.
well,
Because he's not.
I just
Go
interviewed
ahead.
like an hour ago. I was on Zoom with Slim.
Who is he trying to fight?
He's got his fight confirmed verbally agreed, not signed yet, but I don't know who it is yet.
But who was he? Who was somebody? I mean, this guy's talking about Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and other fighters. Like, bro, be realistic, bro. Let's be realistic. You're not fighting Floyd, and you're not fighting Conor McGregor.
Mm.
So, hey, I appreciate you having me on, Fred.
I appreciate you coming on, Anthony. It always means a lot. But I'll see you soon in January. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely, brother. Talk to you soon. Bye.